You have the data. And since January 19th, which was the first deadline when we were worried it was going to be banned and it went black for a moment, traffic has recovered to TikTok, right?
Absolutely. So January 19th, I was here with you. We saw TikTok traffic go to zero. It took about until March 1st for TikTok traffic from major advertisers to reach Q4 levels. Why? There was a lot of confusion if it was still legal to advertise on TikTok. And if you've been following, TikTok did a lot of advertising themselves to communicate this is a safe place for you to advertise. Here we are, and we're now seeing TikTok traffic surpass Q4 levels. So MikMak tracks 2,300 of the biggest brands in the world, and our traffic on TikTok right now is 20% higher than Q4 levels.
That's pretty phenomenal considering the level of uncertainty going into this Saturday. Is there likelihood that people are paring back just into this one-off event?
We haven't seen that yet. And the reality is TikTok is a very unique asset. It's why we have the US and China fighting over it. You can build brand and drive conversion all at once. So until US advertisers hear that they shouldn't be advertising on that platform, I believe that they will continue to do so. That being said, they all have contingency plans. They have contingency plans for tariffs, and now they have contingency plans for advertising. And what we saw around January 19th is how easy it is to move dollars from one platform to another.
Where did it go? Where did it shift? Who benefited?
So the two big beneficiaries were Alphabet. So Alphabet is paid search, YouTube, DV360, and Pinterest. In both of those platforms, you can drive conversion and brands consider it a brand safe environment.
Is that why they're not going to Meta? Why did Instagram not become the automatic place you put yet more advertising dollars, or is everyone already there?
So the interesting thing about Meta is it is the gorilla, it's the giant. On any given day at MikMak, it's our #1 source of traffic, and it remains to be so. That being said, when we compare Q1 to Q4 Meta traffic, we've seen a 3% decline. And when we look at the timing of this, it's all around Zuckerberg's announcement of removing fact-checking from the platform. So it goes back to many of the things that brands are balancing right now, and one of them is concerns around brand safety.
That's really interesting. And I'm wondering, therefore, also at this moment, we're seeing Meta stock under pressure significantly because people are worried that advertisers are going to pare back because of economic uncertainty, let alone brand certainty and safety. Is that something you're preparing yourself for?
Absolutely. I mean, this is a whole other curveball. This isn't about TikTok or Meta or the Trade Desk. This is about tariffs and consumer goods. And the reality is, consumer good companies are in a really tough spot. Their margins are getting squeezed, and they really only have three options. Raise prices, which retailers and consumers don't want that. The second is reduce supply chain, so essentially produce fewer SKUs. I can tell you, advertisers are not going to want that. Why? What creates advertising revenue to rise? Auction density. You need more SKUs. And then finally, the worst thing, which is what I think the markets are reacting to, is removing working media spend altogether. And I can tell you, if you're a student of brand the way that I am, if you stop investing in brand, you will lose market share.
Right.
And every CMO and CFO across the world right now is having this conversation.
Worried about tariffs. Going back to TikTok, though, in 30 seconds, if TikTok isn't bought by the Oracle contingent and we don't see the algorithm come to US hands, do people stick with it?
I think that you're going to start to see dollars shift very quickly then, and they'll shift into platforms like Alphabet and Pinterest.